Hi, sweeties. How are you all doing? When I say how are you all doing, I do not mean it from a shallow level. I mean from a deeper level. How are you doing? How is your mental health? Your emotional, spiritual, and everything? How is it? Are you okay? It's okay not to be okay because it's been a lot going on, especially in Black community. And life has been life in us and we've been chesting it. I couldn't chest it yesterday. I went to sleep yesterday. I couldn't sleep and I cried all day. I woke up this morning. My sister was looking at me. I told her everything. I told her, this is really hard. And it is hard for me. I don't know how hard that it is for you. But you know one thing I want to tell you? I hope it really gets better. And please feel free to check in on somebody or feel free to talk to somebody because it's really been a whole lot going on. This video is also another one, but the truth is that what I am going to say now is parents, make sure you put your children where they are not the only person that looks different. Enough of putting your child in suburban schools. And then in the end, it looks like justice system is for two. We have two different justice system, one for Black people and one for white people. Let's get into it.
So this is Gettysburg College, located in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And on Friday, September the 6th, a racial incident occurred there that we are just finding out about. Let this sink in. That on September the 6th at Gettysburg College at a swim team gathering, an unidentified student took a box cutter and carved the N word into another student's chest. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Now, besides those national articles, I went to the school newspaper where they have a copy of the email sent out by the president because this isn't an alleged attack. This is a confirmed attack. The email informed the community that the individual who cut the slur into another student is no longer enrolled at Gettysburg College. And there's also a statement from the victim's parents that also can be found in the school newspaper. The family says that the incident occurred 2 weeks ago on Friday, September the 6th, at a men's swim team social gathering. They then said the perpetrator, who the victim trusted, used a box cutter to cut the N word on his chest. The victim was also the only person of color at the gathering. Now listen to this. Additionally, the students who were dismissed or suspended from the swim team's activities admitted the college investigation into the incident include the victim. So you got to get the N word carved into your chest, and you're also going to be suspended for getting the N word carved into your chest by the school. This is the part that really gets me because we're not talking about elementary school students. We're not talking about fifth, sixth graders. We're talking about grown-ass college students. And the university and the family of the victim refused to identify the Gettysburg College student who carved a racial epithet into the only person of color at a swim team gathering. We need answers because a student carving with a box cutter a racial epithet, the N word, into another student's chest is a danger and a threat to our community. And we need to know who that danger and who that threat is. Gettysburg College is located in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Where my Pennsylvania people at? Let's get it.
I want you to imagine being a parent that sent your kid to college to get a college education, and you get a phone call saying that one of their teammates used a box cutter to etch the N word into their chest. Now, if you're anything like me as a parent, you can't even imagine this. Because I literally was about to crash out off just the idea. And I had to remember that that wasn't my child. Because I was finna go to jail and it's not even my kid. Now, this actually happened at Gettysburg College in Pennsylvania, of course, in Pennsylvania. But they won't tell us who the students are and also the student unenrolled, but they won't tell us whether or not they were expelled or if they unenrolled voluntarily. Now, the president released a statement saying, we don't agree with this, we're not aligned with this, and we hope that this will be a transformational moment for our college. I'm sorry. Transformational for your someone got the N-word etched into their chest and you're hoping that this is a learning experience for your college? And then had the audacity, better yet, the caucasity, to say that this is not a representation of your athletic program or the team itself. You right. It's a representation of your college as a whole because it happened on your campus. They felt comfortable enough to do it on your campus. Now, the family has decided not to press charges and they won't tell us why. So I don't know the full story, but let me tell you something. Y'all would be under the jail. Attempted murder. Okay? Assault, battery, everything under the sun. Charge 'em. And I don't think that it's a coincidence that this happened in a state where one of the presidential candidates and their running mate literally said that Haitian people are eating cats and dogs. I don't know.
Okay, y'all. So I don't know if you have heard about the story out of Gettysburg College in Pennsylvania, but if you have not heard this story, y'all, get in here because, baby, listen. So a young man was on the swim team. He was at an informal gathering at on-campus housing, and someone that he knew and trusted basically etched a racial slur in his chest with a box cutter. Yeah, they did. And now the school is saying that that student is no longer enrolled because, of course, they're not going to tell us what happened to that student because of student privacy issues. So, therefore, we cannot know how that student was disciplined. However, here's where, shit gets, really awry. Bob Luliano, who is the president of this school, said that the incident was not a byproduct of unhealthy athletic team culture or a reflection of the team itself. That's what he said. Now, please explain to me why they summarily dismissed that student from the team. Not that he was suspended, but he was summarily dismissed. And if you don't understand what that means, it's the immediate termination of an employee contract without notice or payment in lieu of notice. So if that was like an employee situation, that's what that would mean. So you put that as that how that is. But you're telling me, Bob, that's not what this is, that your team culture is good, because he was interviewed by the coaches and other staff members, and this is what they came up with. If y'all don't get on the phone with the FBI, because they do have a division for hate crimes, immediately, because as of right now, looking at a couple of articles, they said that the family had not filed a police report and that they had contacted the NAACP and the Commission on Human Relations. Now, I don't know exactly what the Commission for Human Relations does. However, the NAACP, why haven't y'all had them go ahead and file a police report? Why hasn't the FBI, said that they are descending and figuring out what happened here? Because this is absolutely a hate crime. A racial slur was etched into this young man's skin. Y'all, we tired. And as a mama who has to eventually send her kids off to college or go out here and work, baby, let me explain something to you. It won't be peace. There will be no peace that you will find. There will be no rock that will be unturned. And I'm going to turn your family every which way but loose. Your ancestors, the spirits, all of them. Because, baby, we are tired. And, my heart goes out to the family of this young man and this young man, because... But y'all, yeah, go ahead and contact that college and let them know that we're not going to let this slide. Because I can only imagine what other reports have not been reported properly. I can only imagine all the other things that other students there have faced and witnessed.
They carved it into this young man's chest, and nothing has happened to them yet. The story I'm
So
about to
this
tell you
is
is
all I got
100%
from this
real. It
video, and
happened a
it
day
looks
and a half
like
ago. And if this doesn't
black people are
fucking
not
make
getting
you
any
rage out,
break
if
at
this
all.
doesn't make you want
I
to
mean, it's
yell at
moved
the
from
top of
one
your lungs,
heavy content
justice
to
for this young
another.
man, get the
And
fuck off of my page.
before I
Imagine
continue, I
being
am
a
going
young
to
black man
ask,
at
how
college.
are
You're on the
you
swim
all?
team. You're hanging out with your swim team buddies at a gathering. Then, out of nowhere, you are jumped, grabbed, held down, and then one of the swim team members, who you considered your closest friend at the school, grabs a fucking box cutter and carves the N-word into your chest. They carved the N-word into this young black man's chest while laughing like hyenas, thinking it was funny. Now, you want to know what makes this story worse? And yes, it actually gets worse. The young man that had it carved in his chest, he's the only one that has left the college. The other racist who assaulted this young man and carved that horrible word into his chest are still here at Gettysburg. I need every one of my family on this page. If you support me even a little bit, share this fucking video out. I'm sure none of you have seen this story on the news. I'm sure none of you have heard about it. I fucking wonder why. I am done remaining silent on topics like this. This young man was an athlete. This young man was going to college. This young man was trying to better himself. And now he is scarred with that on his chest for life. Even if he medically gets it removed, that young man is scarred for fucking life for trusting his friends, his teammates. They did this to him. To the family of this young man, I know you still are undecided on what you're going to do, but I want you to know you have my platform. You have my millions of followers. I will let you have whatever you want. Please, have you someone attached to you, your lawyers, if they reach out to me, you will have a platform to speak on. I have 2 accounts with almost 4 million followers. We will get your message out. I'm telling you right now, this entire Southside Angel Crew Army has your back. We are not going to let this go silently away. We will get justice for this young man. And Gettysburg, you better be ready, because we're coming. We're coming. Kick them out immediately. No way in hell the young man who was violently assaulted isn't there anymore, and the 6 racists are still at your college. Share this video. Like, comment, watch the whole thing. Please, I'm begging you, repost it, get it on Facebook, get it out there everywhere. This is a story. These racists are still at this school, guys. Let's get them out by the end of the day.
Black student gets the N-word etched into his chest with a box cutter by his white teammates. You can't make this shit up. If you haven't heard about this story, you already know what time it is. Buckle up. Let's talk about it. The student in question, whom has not been identified due to the school's policy, nor the perpetrator of said incident has not been identified. He left the school, rightfully so, after the N-word was etched into his chest. The article reads, a student athlete is no longer enrolled at Gettysburg College in Pennsylvania after they allegedly etched a racial slur onto the chest of a teammate. Several students were attending an informal gathering of the swim team at an on-campus residence on September 6th when one of them used a box cutter to scratch the N-word on another student's chest. It's unclear whether or not they're going to press charges against the student and his family. I'm sorry, what? I'm not sure at this time what this family is doing. However, I will say this. If this video reaches this young man and or his family and the school is not doing anything about it, I want you to know that you have a voice on my platform. So feel free to hit me up, I Speak 1906, on every platform, on TikTok, on Instagram, everything. Literally, I will drop you my email. We'll do an interview here. We'll get this story out wider than it already is if they decide not to do anything, because this is utterly ridiculous. It's 2024. The family literally said it was done by a student whom he considered friend. That's why I say I ain't got too many white friends. Honestly, I don't. And it's not because, oh, I don't trust all white people. I'm cautious. Very much so. Because anyone that can say that they call themselves my friend and that can do that to me, there was no report of him being unconscious in any way, shape, form, or fashion, meaning that he was awake, breathing, and conscious during this entire time. Meaning somebody had to hold him down. And or they could have been foul play. No one knows if there were drugs involved or anything like that. All of this is speculation. However, what I do know is that in order to use a box cutter on somebody's chest to etch a word into it, you gotta press pretty damn hard. I'm praying for the family, man. And to that young man, I hope you take them for everything they got and some, and add tax to it. Good day, goofies.
A student who cut the N-word onto another student's chest is no longer enrolled at Gettysburg College, a school official announced. The article goes on to say, on Sunday afternoon, Vice President for College Life Ann Ehrlich sent a campus-wide email with an update on the investigation into the racially charged incident at an unofficial swim team social gathering in which a slur was cut into a student's chest. She informed the community that the individual who cut the slur into another student is no longer enrolled at Gettysburg College, writing that the investigation is nearing its conclusion and we can report now that the individual who scratched the slur onto another person is no longer enrolled in the college. According to the statement from the victim's family, the N-word was cut onto their son's chest using a box cutter by a fellow student who the victim trusted. The anti-blackness has just been over. So this happened, and I tweeted back about this, and I said, so why make this about race? And I want to make this very simple because my heart is heavy right now with just so much anti-black violence. But I know that the people in this community, or at least the people that are supporters, understand why everything is about race. But this particular thing makes me think about something. When we say that everything's about race, we have this incident where this person was with another person who they trusted. We don't know exactly what happened, but we do know that the N-word was carved into this person's body with a box cutter. And as a result of that, that student is now no longer at that college. And that's what we know right now. There's no justice. That's not justice for the student that has a word carved into their body. That's not justice. Because what's going to happen is that student's going to find another school to go to and go on with their education and then go on into the world and be what we're used to seeing. And that student is going to end up with scars from the word that was carved into his body. We live in two different Americas. We live in two different Americas.
So this is all I got from this video. And it looks like Black people are not getting any break at all. I mean, it's been from one heavy content to another. And before I continue, I am going to ask, how are you all and how is your mental health? And you can always, if you don't feel so good, I know it's okay. There are some days we are like, not sparkling, not smiling, not being happy, right? And you can always talk to somebody. If you have a community, you can always look for somebody to speak to, because it has really not been easy. I mean, it's been from one story to another. I mean, it's really been a whole lot going on for my community. And this particular story, really, there are some things you see and hear, and you are absolutely confused why all these are all happening. And it looks like it happens to only a particular group of people, right? And this is not a case that should be kept aside, because I don't know how you are going to write something on somebody's skin for that to even show, I mean, N-word on a human being's skin. I really don't want to know. I do not, there are some things I really do not want to wrap my brain around or try to process it, because I just wonder, I wonder how they had that young man down to write whatever they wrote on his skin, and for it to also reflect on the skin. That shows how much they tortured him. Because, see, for what the last brother said, I do not blame him when it comes to having friends. You know, I do not know how to explain this, but I hope you all are able to process it and understand it. I have covered stories of people that look like me that went out with their friends, and did not make it home. And I am going to say this, and I hope, sometimes you cannot know it all, but some of the things that we see also will help us to know how we are going to speak to our children, our nephews, our nieces, like the younger ones around you. Make sure that when you are out, especially with these people, right? Make sure you are not the only person of color. Make sure you are not the only Black person or another. Just do not be the only Black person. Let there be other people of color. All right? But if you are the only Black person, do not say because this person is your friend. I do not know how to explain this, but sorry, you do not have any. I don't want to use friend, but you do not have any ally. Nobody's going to got your back. Nobody's going to look out for you. You are on your own. And another one is that they connive also with their friends ahead of time, and you won't know what is going on, not until it is time, and then you are seeing what they are up to. So please, you can educate your children, people around you. Tell them, make sure the place, find out where they are, make sure where they are at a particular point in time. And it's what he was in the midst of his friend, people he called friends, according to him, according to what this is saying, right? And that was how they, they wrote that on his skin. You can imagine writing something on somebody's breast like skin like this. You all already know how hurt it is. I am already hurt in my heart, and I don't want to start speaking like I am hurt again. I couldn't sleep yesterday night over what happened to Marcelo. I couldn't sleep. So what I am saying, I don't want to come and start shouting or being angry. I am so angry enough already. But what I am saying is that it looks like like Sister Pocha said, that it's to America that we live in. You all live in. I don't live in America. There is a particular system for a particular group of people, and there is another justice system for people that look like me. So tell me that something like this happened, and they are saying that this person is no longer in school. It means he probably has been expelled and he is in another school. Tell me how somebody is in another school if he is not going to school. But this young man's chest, or wherever they wrote that, is forever going to remain, including the pains and everything they went through, the young boy went through. And all I am saying is that they should reopen this case, because this is not getting any attention. We really do need to know what happened. Why did that happen? And where is the person that he said college? Anybody that is in college is not a child. He also deserves to be in prison. Yes, you heard me right. It is not only when it is someone that look like me, everybody's eyes are up and open. We all need to come out, but we need to get not just the real story. We need to know where the young man is. The family should come out and speak up. And this is also me telling everybody, make sure you know where your children are, make sure you know the kind of people they are with at a particular point in time. Stop sending your children to schools where they will not see people that look like them. It is not a flex that your child is in one kind of school, It is not flex. They say it's suburban, right? And then in the end, you all see what happens in suburban. We really can do better. Protect your children, because protecting your child or your children is like protecting yourself. But when you don't protect them ahead of time, then you are also not protecting yourself, because when something happens to your child, automatically it happens to you. I mean, let's do better. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.